So somebody posed a question in the comments of one of my previous videos, and it got me thinking. So they had said, what would it be like, something along these lines, what would it be like if we never got 2005 Bionicle, but instead we got 2006, the Anika or Ignition Story Arc, moved forward a year with the Toa Nuva? My assumption on this is that maybe this would be the year before the Anika are introduced. This is the year the Toa Nuva lose or something. I don't know. But it did get me thinking, at the very least. It got some gears moving. And I'm just going to say, I think I've made a mistake. I don't really think I like these very much. But let me go ahead and show you what they look like anyway, so I'm not leaving you in the dark. And of course, if you like this type of content, make sure you're subscribed. It's free. And it gets us closer to, I don't know, 1 million subscribers. We're not getting there, but at least a few thousand. Look at us go. All right. So this is what I came up with. I don't like it. Like I said, it is built on the Hordika body platform, but it is an Anika build otherwise. And I don't think I care too much for it. Now, thing is, masks here. First off, these are my sketches, which Rothanak designed. Now, I opened these up in Part Designer. I think I could have made them a little bit bigger, to be honest, because I think I made the Miru a little too small here, so it looks dinky. It looks so tiny on this body. But for the sake of the actual designs themselves, I am pretty happy with them overall. I do like how they came out. I think I might adjust them a little bit in Blender or something, but I do like them here. The Picari's probably my favorite of all of these, but when we look at the actual figures, when we back up for a moment, it's actually strikingly almost scary how close you could get to building something like this with real Lego pieces. There are actually bootlegs of the Hordika that exist in Mata Green as well. So if you had a Mata Green torso and Mata Green hips, all of these pieces exist minus the mask. I did, of course, use a light bluish gray for the heads. They're the Toa Nuva after all, right? But still, in the concept here, they're basically clone builds. None of these have functions. I imagine Lego still would have tried to incorporate functions in these guys. And I'm going to be honest too, man. Like, maybe there are some people who like the Hordika function. I think it's novel for sure. It's definitely something interesting. And I think the piece can be useful overall. But I'm not a huge fan of the function itself. And I would honestly much prefer another year of the gearbox function. Sure, it wouldn't be new. It's something that's been done, but like save that arm for a Titan or something like that. Save that arm for some other build later on down the line, because I don't care for it that much. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Of course. Anyway. So yeah, here's what the builds look like. Like I said, not super duper happy with them. I guess I'll give you a closer look at the Picari and the, How here as well. I did design these for Mystica when I was sketching them, and of course, like I said, Rothanak designed them or modeled them based on sketches, so there are going to be some differences between what I sketched and what they drew, but overall, these things came out absolutely fantastic, and they had just reached out to me and said, hey, I like your models, can I model them? I was like, yeah, of course, absolutely. So yeah, very, very generous of them to do it as well. Really, really fantastic stuff. Also, I'd recommend checking out Rothanak and their work too, if you're like wanting to get custom masks, because I think they have these available freely online as well. But anyway, so that's what I got as an answer. I imagine they'd carry Anika-like swords or some kind of hybrid Hordika / Anika weapon. I'm not sure how that would work out, but I also wanted to kind of step forward and ask myself, because these are bright colors, right? This is not the 2005 color scheme. What then would the Anika look like if they had carried over their McDonald's color scheme? This is probably going to be goofy too, but let me just go ahead and show you what that looks like. And this is what I came up with right here. I actually don't hate it. I'm going to be honest. It's kind of worn on me a little bit. Like it's kind of growing on me. Now it would clash very much with sort of the aesthetic and the tone that Lego was going for by this point in Bionicle's history. Also, I don't know why I'm using medium orange here, but I do think that the sets themselves actually look pretty okay. Maybe the yellow's a little bit vibrant here, but all the other ones, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like them, actually. I like the dark turquoise here, which I didn't think that I would. I like the dark, I mean, this is the same color, but with medium blue included as well. You can get kind of close to this with official Lego pieces too. Not exact, obviously. Sand blue, just an underrepresented color. Same thing with dark orange as well. So like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of into it. I'm kind of digging it, to be honest. So, but, you know, I'll probably play around with these a little bit more tonight as well and just kind of see if, you know, Toa Nuva colors, what they look like with these Anika and so on and so forth. Just experiment, right? Why not? That said, though, yeah, I was always bothered by the fact that I'm still seeing things wrong with this too, like little things. But anyway, it's fine. Anyway, so what does this tell me? Really, not much. Like I said, we can speculate all we want to, but speculation can only get you so far. And there's dangers in speculation too, right? Because you might find yourself asking, well, what if this? What if that? And we can't know, you know? You can ask as many questions as you want, but without getting out there and just trying it yourself, no one can really answer that question for you, right? Because we all have different ideas of what we would like to have seen, or where we think maybe Bionicle succeeded or did its best, or where Bionicle failed or did its worst. And even that sort of perspective is subjective too, because we might consider different things bad or different things good. I've had people talking about, for example, how if the G2 masks had used the stud connection, they would just be falling off the heads all the time. And I don't think that's specifically true, because that connection can be modified, can be changed up. Like, there's room to grow with that type of connection. So it is something that I would prefer, but I completely understand if, you know, it's not the preference for other people. They like their masks staying on longer or whatever the case may be. So still, speculation can be a lot of fun too, but overall, I think that for what I enjoy about 2005 is also the year where I think I take the most away from it that I don't enjoy. Does that make sense? Like, the Titans to me are just kind of mid. They're fine. The enemies are actually the highlight in my opinion. I like them the best of anything that came out in 2005. I know I'm probably in the minority there, or at least, you know, that's a pretty I don't know. It's a hot take, I guess, because I have heard a lot of people say they don't really like the Visorak. But I kind of see the Visorak as having that large shell in place of a mask, right? There's definitely a preference that I have, where if I could have had it my own way, that I wouldn't have gone with a singular piece for that shell, but rather made like a top cap for actuating the pinchers, right? That could be more useful, and then have the shell go over top of even that, and have that piece be smaller. So the Vertuka spinner, the little pincher actuator, and the shell top, the decorative piece, the mask, if you will, could all be 3 separate pieces. But obviously LEGO didn't do that because it saves them cost, right? Single piece is going to be cheaper to produce than multiple pieces, and it's polypropylene as well. So being a large piece made of that plastic is generally more affordable on their part. So, you know, I get why they did it, and I'm not personally against it, but I could absolutely see improvements there. With that said, though, it's just a hypothetical. I thought this was going to be a fun one. So if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And what I would like to hear from you in the comments below is if you could supplant the story or the characters from one year to another, what would you, where would that be? Or rather, what would you put in place of the year 2005? Would it be a continuation of the Mata story arc? Maybe the Toa Nuva exploring the now ruined Metru Nui? Would it be just skipping Metru Nui altogether and going straight to Voya Nui with the Toa Nuva? What exactly would you see? I find it interesting, and I think there's a lot to kind of work with there, because 2005 feels a lot like, I don't want to say filler, but kind of like filler, I guess. Anyway, just my opinion. Of course, if you want to take that conversation further, you can check out the Discord or check out Instagram and Patreon, both of which help support the channel. And all that's in the description below. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.